Jack was born on January 12, 1876, to a fragile mother and uncertain father. He lived with his wet nurse, a former slave from Tennessee named Virginia Prentice, until he could be weaned. She went by Jenny, and in addition to physical nourishment, she provided essential emotional nurturing. His bond with her lasted a lifetime. Jack's childhood was spent working to help support the family's meager income. He delivered newspapers, hauled ice, worked in a bowling alley, and on weekends swept out saloons. He complained bitterly, "I turned over every cent and went dressed like a scarecrow." Manhood came to him at the age of 11 when he worked 12-hour night shifts at a factory. Jack improvised ways to escape the drudgery through reading literature and sailing the bay in an old boat he restored. An avid reader, he discovered the Oakland Library, where he met librarian Ina Coolbrith. She guided his reading regimen to nurture pride in himself and broaden his horizons. Jack was 8 years younger than his stepsister, Eliza Shepard, who helped raise him. Their relationship of love and trust was one of the most stable and enduring of his life. After graduating from grammar school, Jack went to work in a cannery where he spent 12 hours a day on a production line. He felt condemned to a life of endless physical toil and poverty. He felt trapped. At the age of 15, he decided to become an outlaw, an oyster pirate. Every dark night's raid was an invitation to be shot or arrested, but he could earn the equivalent of a month's factory wages in one night's oyster haul. Seeing many of his workmates killed or imprisoned, Jack decided to become legal as a deputy for the California Fish Patrol. He then convinced the captain of a sealing schooner to hire him and set out for sea. It was his taking command of the ship during a typhoon off the coast of Japan that became the story that won him his first prize in a literary competition. Life was dangerous, but it was adventurous and a second chance for success and happiness. Jack returned home to a severe economic depression and could only find work in a jute mill and power plant. When he discovered he was doing the work of two men, he quit. In 1894, he tramped across the country via railroad to catch up with General Kelly's Industrial Army. He was arrested for vagrancy and sentenced to 30 days in prison. This was a transformational period. As witness to the human tragedies of a major economic depression, he evangelized socialism from coast to coast. At the age of 19, Jack decided education could help him escape the pit and enrolled himself in Oakland High School. Jack became a brain merchant. With his belief in the power of dig, to work hard, to use your time, Jack applied himself to finding success as a writer. There would be no stopping him.